From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Field hockey reclaims #1 with National Player of the Week, Charlie Bruder.
Our reporter Riley Heck shares Bruder's story, how she's been a key player in a season she wasn't sure she was able to compete in.
And our women's volleyball team, ranked 21st, takes on one of its toughest competitors, Louisville.
From basketball to jump rope and everything in between, we have it here. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Madeline Heichu.
And I'm Emma Kane. Now, I'm looking forward to volleyball. Notre Dame first 200 students get the cutest volleyball ghost t-shirt I've seen so far.
Oh, for sure. This is going to be a big test for the Heels, though. I mean, with the rivalry against Duke, they played that, but this is proof of belonging in the top 25.
That is right. Tonight, UNC volleyball returns to Chapel Hill for the first time in 23 days. North Carolina is on a hot streak, reaching 21 in the polls, the Tar Heels' highest ranking since 2017. Sharp kills by Sophie Hampton and Chelsea Thorpe have fueled the momentum, and the Heels will look to keep that energy rolling in front of their home crowd. UNC will have to watch number 18, Morgan Gardy, who has earned herself 251 kills this season, leading the Fighting Irish. UNC looks to stay undefeated in the ACC. And on Sunday, against number 8 ranked Louisville, Sophie Hampton, Chelsea Thorpe, and Zoe Barrett will need to be at their best, as the Cardinals will bring the heat. They sit 14-4, but have faced top programs in close losses against teams Texas, Kentucky, and Pittsburgh, proving they can threaten the best. The Cardinals' offense-centered roster could be challenged by Carolina's dynamic blocking talent that stretches the net. First serve is at Sunday at 3 p.m. To take a deeper look into what the Heels will be facing, let's head to Marilee 2, who's live at Carmichael Arena where this top-ranged matchup will go down. Marilee.
Thanks, Emma. I'm here at Carmichael Arena, where fans need to show out on Sunday to support the Heels in their toughest matchup so far this season, the 8th-ranked Louisville Cardinals. Let's see how the two teams match up. And although Carolina technically has more wins than Louisville, it's important to mention the stacked season Louisville has played so far. They've played some of the top teams in the country, from Texas, Pittsburgh, SMU, and Stanford. And although they lost the majority of those matchups, they held on closely. Let's look at key players to look out for. On the Carolina Blue side, we have Sophie Hampton, dynamic player, high vertical, steady in the back row. And on the red side, look out for Chloe Chacoin. Chacoin and Hampton are actually very similar players. They come from the same recruiting class, are both on the ACC preseason watch list, and are undersized athletes who have insane high verticals. There's not only tension on the court, but off the court. Former UNC assistant coach Parker Mikesh is making his return to Carmichael, but this time on Louisville's side. There's a lot to look forward to at the game. Make sure to come, and I heard if you're one of the first 200 students, you get a cool t-shirt. There's a lot of magic within UNC volleyball, but not only with the coaches and the players. It's the people behind the scenes who keep the wheels turning. Sports Extra reporter Izzy Beto sat down with the head manager.
Mac Edwards is a junior exercise and sports science major, the head manager for UNC volleyball, an athletic trainer for UNC football, and treasurer for UNC's club volleyball team. As a freshman, Mac knew she wanted to keep volleyball in her life.
I played volleyball throughout high school and knew I wanted to continue doing something in the world of volleyball, and so I reached out for the potential idea of becoming a manager for the team.
Mac started working with the program February of her freshman year and was promoted to head manager before the start of this season.
I know if Mac's around, the score is going to be correct and things are going to be organized. I can't tell you how valuable that is.
Last spring, Mac's professor announced that UNC football was hiring student athletic training interns.
I thought it would be a good opportunity to get some kind of experience in the sports medicine department, since that is what I want to do with the rest of my life.
On top of it all, Mac manages the finances for club volleyball as treasurer, keeping her busy all the time.
Classes end usually around 12-ish, depending on the day. Then I come to volleyball practice, and typically after I will go to football practice for a couple hours, and then I would head to club volleyball practice from 8 to 10 p.m.
I have a pretty busy schedule, and I think Mac's busier than I am. I'm just really always impressed with her ability to be in the gym, to have a positive impact on the people around her.
Mac is excited for her future as all these opportunities have prepared her for her dream job.
I would love to work with the sports medicine team and be a athletic trainer, physical therapist for some kind of D1 or professional sports team in the future.
I'm Izzy Beto, reporting.
I mean, Maddie, I know that we covered the range of Tar Heel athletics, but it's so exciting to see fellow students on the courts, on the sidelines.
Yeah, she seems really busy. I cannot imagine having that schedule, but you know what? I hope that the football team is putting in at least a little bit of as much effort as she is. UNC football is looking for redemption, but it is unlikely to come against a ranked UVA that is undefeated in conference play. While the Heels are the last ranked Power 4 offense in college football, UVA showed flashes of defensive brilliance against Washington State last week. The Cavaliers held the Cougars to only 74 yards in the second half. They had 2 interceptions, and safety Devin Neal recorded a team high of 10 tackles. Facing a team with defensive momentum will be challenging for the Heels, who are a team still struggling to find offensive identity midway through the season. Kickoff is tomorrow at noon in Kenan Stadium.
You know, Maddie, the Heels are still looking for that first ACC win.
Yeah, we are still looking for that win, but while football might be down, field hockey is up and #1 in the nation.
Carolina field hockey has been on fire this season with a 14-1 record. You can see just how electric the Heels are tonight at Karen Shelton Stadium as they play the Richmond Spiders. UNC has an elite sibling duo in Riley and Kara Heck. The Hecks combined for 3 goals against Cornell on Sunday, including a goal by Kara Heck assisted by Riley. Coco Courtwright has been another standout player for the Heels against Cornell. Courtwright scored the 8th and final goal of the game with power and finesse. The game starts at 5. But there's big news for Carolina field hockey. Junior standout Charlie Bruder is getting national recognition after an incredible weekend on the road. The Heel star forward Charlie Bruder has been named the NFHCA National Offensive Player of the Week after putting on a show against both Syracuse and Cornell. Bruder, who leads the nation in scoring, totaled 4 goals and 2 assists across 2 games. Against number 9 Syracuse, she carried the Heels from a 3-1 halftime deficit, recording her first hat trick of the season and adding an assist, including the game winner with just 19 seconds left. Then on Sunday, Bruder set the tone early, scoring within the first minute to jumpstart an 8-goal performance against Cornell. She also set up goals for Kara Heck and Danny Mendez in the win. It's the second time Bruder's earned National Player of the Week honors in her career, the first coming after last year's ACC tournament.
Charlie is one of the most dominant players for one of the most dominant teams in the nation. So let's head over to Gray's game plan to see what makes this team so successful.
Thanks, guys. There's a new #1 in college field hockey, and it's the North Carolina Tar Heels. After Northwestern's 3-2 loss to Princeton, the defending national champions fall from the top spot, and UNC takes over as the nation's best. It's a fitting rise. I mean, North Carolina already owns a 3-2 win over that same Princeton squad earlier this year. A big reason for Carolina's dominance is junior standout Charlie Bruder. Now, Bruder netted 3 goals in a thrilling comeback win over Syracuse, Carolina's 5th top win this season, and a performance that earned her National Offensive Player of the Week. Now, last weekend, she also netted 4 goals and earned herself 2 assists against Cornell and Syracuse. Now, the nation's leading scorer in 2024 is finding her rhythm once again, and doing it after a comeback no one saw coming. Last postseason, after being knocked out in the semifinals, Charlie Bruder went down with a shoulder injury that required surgery. At the time, most doubted she would even suit up this year, but here she is, back on the field, better than ever, and leading the charge for the top-ranked Tar Heels. Now, coming up, North Carolina hosts Richmond this afternoon. They're finally back in North Carolina. They're home. It's not expected to be much of a test, with all eyes already turning towards next week's Tobacco Road rival. The Tar Heels face number 8 Duke on Halloween. Pretty fitting facing the Blue Devils on Halloween. It's at home. They're closing out their regular season schedule and marks their 6th top 10 matchup of the year. Now, as I mentioned, the story of Bruder's comeback this season was certainly unexpected. Our own Riley Heck had the opportunity to speak to Charlie about her injury and tell us more about her recovery.
After a Final Four run, UNC field hockey returned in the spring, hungry for a national championship. While training, Charlie Bruder fell, dislocating her shoulder severely. After surgery, Bruder did not expect to be back for the 2025 season.
We were without her on the team, which was a big loss, but we were managing without her. And then I found out she had to get surgery, and that was heartbreaking.
The hardest part probably was not being out there physically, but mentally I knew that I'd be out there as soon as I can, so just kind of taking it day by day, minute by minute, putting 110% into like the little things.
Bruder returned to Chapel Hill with low expectations, but her hard work paid off and she returned to the field on September 5th against Penn, recording 2 goals.
I honestly sat down with myself and like in my head I was like, I'm just gonna shoot for the longest recovery I can to not get my hopes up and kind of plan for coming back as late as I can. So then when like the time came for me to come back early, it was like a lot sweeter.
UNC field hockey's close-knit community helped encourage Bruder, shifting her mindset from frustrated to motivated.
One of them sitting in the chair in front of me right now, Riley. She's like one of my closest friends and my roomie, so she like totally gets, she understands me. Danny, who was a really big asset, always checking up on me.
She's just a great teammate to work with, and she's always trying to make herself better, the people around her better. She's a big leader with a strong voice. She just wants what's best for the team.
Charlie's injury reminds me how lucky I am to play field hockey today. Yay!
Always play like every quarter, every minute is your last minute, and just leave it all out there. Just play with as much heart and hustle as I can.
I'm Riley Heck reporting.
You can see both Bruder and Heck this weekend back at home for the 2 field hockey matches.
UNC's number 23 ranked women's soccer team traveled down south to take on UMiami for a showdown under the lights, hoping to keep their conference win streak alive. Through the first half, UNC and UMiami stayed strong on both ends of the field. The match was tied 0-0 going into the break. UMiami's Tegan Mellenhorst takes the icebreaker shot in the start of the second half. Spinning over her left shoulder, she created a clear shot right in the far corner of the net. Answering back, UNC's Olivia Thomas sets up as for Linda Olmark slides a shot off her left toe into the goal, tying the match 1-1. UMiami's forward doesn't let up, weaving through her defenders, firing a shot to the middle of the goal. With only 13 minutes remaining, Miami is up 2-1 and earns its first conference win of the season, leaving the Heels 4-4 in conference play. On Sunday, women's soccer is back at Dorrance Field, taking on the Syracuse Orange in their second-to-last game of the regular season. The Tar Heels edged the Orange a year ago when UNC came out with a 1-0 victory. UNC has won 10 out of the past 10 times the two have faced each other. Syracuse's Mia Clammer has been a standout performer this season, posing a threat on the attack. So the Carolina defense will need to stay sharp to keep her at bay.
And on the men's side, UNC men's soccer team takes on Syracuse Saturday afternoon. Coming off a 3-0 win against Virginia Tech, the Heels are hot. Forward and midfielder Daniel Klink gave the Heels the lead with the first half with his 4th goal of the season, and forward Bertil Rygaard Hansen gave the Heels the edge in the second half. Bracken Sarah got his 2nd and 3rd assist of the season. He now has 16 for his career. The Tar Heels are now standing at 3-2-4 and 2-0-4 in the ACC. A defender for the Orange scored his 1st goal of the season and is someone the Heels need to watch out for. The Heels and the Orange have met 12 times with Carolina, holding 5-3-4 advantage. Now, not to quote one of my favorite movies, but I will not wear that gaudy orange.
Yes, thank goodness for Carolina blue. It is a great color, but not only that, we have great athletic programs as well.
I mean, everyone's favorite coming up soon, men's basketball.
It's been on everyone's mind since the lackluster football season started. UNC Hoops is back tonight as the number 25 Tar Heels travel to Salt Lake City to take on number 8 BYU in their first preseason matchup of the year. Both the Tar Heels and the Cougars enter the season in the AP preseason top 25, with BYU projected to challenge Houston for the Big 12 crown. Fittingly, the biggest matchup is the Bigs. BYU's top freshman and number 2 recruit in the nation, AJ DeBahansa, will square up against UNC's own star freshman, Caleb Wilson. The Cougars also bring experience, returning Richie Saunders, Keba Keita, and Dawson Baker from last year's Sweet 16 run. For more on what's to watch in this top 25 showdown, we go to basketball analyst Grace Nugent for Nothing But Nugent.
Thanks, Maddie. You said it, basketball is back. The Tar Heels will be dancing with the BYU Cougars tonight at the home of the Utah Jazz. The number 8 Cougars have a trinity of talent. Freshman AJ DeBonsa, transfer guard Rob Wright, and returner Richie Saunders. Let's take a look at BYU's DeBonsa. He put up 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists in the loss to Nebraska. He is the real deal. He's decisive, he shines in the midcourt, excels in transition, and uses that 7-foot wingspan to his advantage. Now tonight will be the battle of the young bigs. We have DeBonsa and then Caleb Wilson. They're both the same height, the same position, and were top 10 recruits in the class. However, scouts have said that off the top, DeBonsa is a bit more polished than Wilson. Now, here's some Nugent's nuggets for the game tonight. For UNC, despite the score, it's all about the experience. Watch the different guard combinations of Kyan Evans, Derek Dixon, Isaiah Dennis, and Seth Trimble. There also might be a little bit more side screen action on behalf of the Tar Heels. Then a big point will be who can contain Saunders' deadly 3 and the other dynamic Cougars that will be on the court. Finally, which UNC player will step up and bring his best at the Delta Center? Back to y'all at the desk.
This is an exciting time as fall season starts to get a little bit more to ACC play and winter sports start to pick up.
I mean, I'm so excited for these winter sports that are starting. We have men's basketball, but we cannot forget about the women's side of the things who made a deep run in the playoffs last season. And in Chapel Hill yesterday, the women's basketball team hosted local media before the 2025-2026 season. Head coach Courtney Banghart and the Tar Heels spoke on the team's chemistry, new faces, and high expectations in the ACC with 6 newcomers joining the returning core. The team is focused on growth and consistency. Carolina opens its season at home in November on November 3rd against NC Central, ready to tip off a new chapter.
It's how good I can get my team to be when the ACC season comes. And I think the only way this particular team can do that is to really see the standard early.
And tomorrow evening, come out to Carmichael Arena to see some heels versus heels action in the blue and white showcase. This will be the first glance into the Carolina wrestling squad this season.
And now for the best part of Friday mornings, let's jump into our Play of the Week winner. Surprise, surprise, our favorite play this week came from ACC Player of the Week, Charlie Bruder. Her first shot is deflected by the keeper, and she capitalizes off the rebound, taking a touch pass and firing it into the cage for the game-winning goal in the last 20 seconds against Syracuse. Not only was this play a game winner, it was also what gave her a hat trick for the match.
Charlie Bruder is just one of the Carolina athletes that we have that is so talented, yet not all of these talented athletes get the spotlight. So our reporter, Kate McCullough, takes us into the world of jump rope as she follows UNC Carolina's jump rope.
Carolina Jump Rope is a team of students who find friendship, fitness, and fun all through a single rope. You might not expect it, but this group isn't just about playground tricks. They're a competitive team performing high-energy choreographed routines that take real skill and teamwork. And whether you've been jumping for years or have never picked up a rope, everyone's welcome.
Carolina Jump Rope is a great place if you just want to try something new. Over half our team started in college just because they figured, you know what, let me try something new. Let me give it a try. And it's a great way to move your body, be creative, find a great community all in one place. We definitely know how to have a good time. We don't take ourselves too seriously because at the end of the day, we are jumping rope. But we are very competitive and we do really well in competitions. And it's nice to see people grow from never having picked up a rope before to now going and competing nationally and winning.
At the end of each year, we do a competition and we travel to another school and we compete against all the other collegiate jump rope teams. And it is such a great time. Like, obviously we're competing, but it's really just like for the fun of it. And we're learning so much also. And it's just such a great thing to do with the team.
Carolina Jump Rope blends athleticism and community through these high energy routines where they get to showcase the art of jump rope. I'm Kate McCullough reporting.
Emma, someone might have told me you dabbled in jump rope a little bit?
I did. Maddie, for quite a while, did go to a few world championships. Let's see if I still got it. Caught it, but we know I can jump rope. Let's see if you can still.
Oh, goodness
jump rope.
gracious.
Okay, so you're gonna step in front of the rope, have it behind you, keep your arms by your side. Then when you're ready, you're gonna flick it over your head, look forward. As soon as you see that rope in your peripheral vision, you're gonna just jump right over it.
Okay, we're gonna try.
You got it.
Okay.
I mean, 2 for your first time, not bad.
Pretty
Very
good, we'll
proud.
take it. That does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Monday with another highlight from another exciting weekend in Carolina athletics.